until the broken right arm started growing flesh again right before the eyes. The flesh came back so fast you could see it with the naked eye. A ghostly wedding sedan slowly came down with eerie chants from the underworld guards. A woman just out of prison for 3 days finally woke up to her true identity as a judge of the underworld, and the first thing she wanted to do now was to crash the banquet the rich set up for her in the living world, to make those who threw her in prison for 3 years and cut off her hand pay with their own blood. Just 3 days ago, she was still the bullied young lady of the Yen family locked in jail, but the arrival of the current underworld judge turned her fate around, because the young lady's true self was the 10th reincarnation of the judge of the underworld. She was supposed to return to the underworld after death, but was framed and died full of injustice. If no one helped her, she would turn into an evil spirit never to be reborn. So her true form in the underworld had to pour the judge's power back into her body, and wait 3 days for her to fully awaken, take back her 3 sacred tools, and rule over the cycle of life and death again. The breath of the judge returning to the world shot all the powerful forces across the 3 realms: the general's mansion guarding the judge's pen, the richest family guarding the book of life and death, and the gang that guarded the stone of 3 lives. They hurried to set up a banquet in 3 days for the judge. Some wanted her to extend their lives, some wanted power and favor. Each of them waited with hidden motives for the judge to return, but none of them knew that the almighty judge they imagined had just crawled back from hell. After 3 years, this was the first time the woman saw her real brother again, but she had no wish to even look at him, because the brother was one of the ones who helped frame her. 3 years ago, the scheming stepsister smashed the precious 9 phoenix glass lamp on purpose, then blamed it all on Yenqingi. That lamp was a treasure the emperor had gifted the general, and facing the stepsister's accusation, the family chose to satisfy the general's mansion. They did not even check and pin the crime on Yenqingi. Her own brother even threw her into prison with his own hands, and this time he did not come to pick her up out of guilt, but because of the scheming girl. To keep her fake kind-hearted image, she had to keep begging for mercy for Yenqingi to secure her place. The brother gave her everything she wanted. At the same time, he wanted to look generous in front of others, so he decided to give Yenqingi a so-called chance to change. But Yenqingi was long disappointed in her brother, and had no plan to follow him back to that cruel family that ate people alive. But the brother still tried to drag her home by force. Yet as soon as she arrived, the scheming stepsister came to provoke her again under the guise of greeting.
在牢里过得还不错吧？都是我找的，这都没有弄死你，真是算你命大。
Yenqingi slapped her straight across the face. She was no longer the girl who let people walk all over her. The stepsister then pretended in front of the family to be weak and pitiful like a fragile flower. The father and stepmother of course sided with the scheming girl. Didn't expect after 3 years, her own brother was still blind and foolish.
我警告过你，收起你那些小心思，不要再针对Jhoan了。他一直在为你说话。
Then her brother yanked hard and ripped off her fake arm. Everyone stood there shocked, but Qingi calmly picked up her arm, saying this broken hand was a gift from your sweet kind sister. Her words blew the family up again. Stepmother rushed to cover for her daughter, saying Qingi framed her girl to such a cruel extreme. She even wanted to ban her from the table. Qingi flipped the table instead, warning if she didn't eat, then no one would eat. After that she ignored the crazy family. Right now the only thing that mattered was waking up her judge powers. So the next day back home, she stayed in her room meditating. But when she stepped out, she saw the scheming girl wearing her late mother's dress, and bragging father and brother praised her look. This blatant provocation was clearly another setup. Sure enough, as Qingi got mad, her brother walked in, making the girl play victim again.
昨天的事情你还没有跟Jhoan道歉，今天你又这么欺负他，你还有没有把我这个哥哥放在眼里？
这件衣服，督军认识吗？
But seeing his mother's dress, brother knew his sister was wronged. Her arrogance instantly softened. She had to act innocent and take it off. Yet to keep family bias, she couldn't let Qingi rest easy, so she set her sights on Qingi's mother's bracelet. The Yen family as nobles would attend the judge's banquet. She planned to offer that bracelet as a gift to win favor with the judge. This crossed Qingi's last line. The scheming girl screamed loud, drawing family protection. Brother stood up for her again, slapping his real sister, calling her unreasonable, and in the fight he smashed the bracelet, breaking the last bond between them. Qingi opened her palm, grabbed his gun and aimed back. Then 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, 4 shots. Each could have killed those 4, but she held back at the last moment. Since they wanted to flatter the judge at the banquet, she would make them taste ruin in front of the nobles, feeling shame and regret, paying blood for blood. As her arm kept regrowing flesh, she fully awakened her judge power. Yet her arrogant family saw her, still as a cripple with a prison past, believing she was unworthy. They ordered her banned from the banquet, and brother even told guards to keep her under watch. But little did they know, while they strutted to the feast, Qingi, the one they trampled on, was carried by ghosts in a red sedan, dressed in the mighty robes of the judge, and in the eyes of the eager crowd, she stepped into their proud banquet and crushed everything they had. In the name of God she took back power, making the family that scorned her regret it for the rest of their lives.
就是你亲我。